Yeah, there we are. Aloha, everybody.
Welcome back. The extended version of the Mel and Charlie show. We had a station identification break,
Yeah,
and we are back on. And we have, oops, we have Luke Evslin in the waiting room. Luke, a very good showing tonight. Hang on here. Let me just get my stuff going. All right. Gosh, we still get people that came back, Charles.
yeah, we have 30 of them. 44. Oh, my
They're all
goodness.
waiting for the big 10 o'clock printout. Look, I'm
Yeah,
back.
yeah, thank you. Thank you so much, gang. It's kind of exciting having this million ballot. It's almost like the Miss Universe contest. We're waiting for the judges' final tabulation of who won Miss Universe.
Yeah,
Sort of
yeah.
feels that way.
It's I actually kind of like the mail-in style. I mean, it's quick. It's all one time. So
Yeah,
anyway, let's bring in Luke and let's hear from Council Member Luke Evslin.
sure.
And he must be happy right now. Oh, he
There he
looks
is.
so
There's Luke.
he looks so serious.
I'm always serious. How's it, Mel and Charlie? How are you guys doing?
Hey, aloha, man. How's it going? Happy birthday to your wife, man.
Thank you. You can see her birthday message I made her
I
last night on
saw,
the.
yeah, I saw the little signs. How you feeling, bro?
Uh, Great. Yeah, it's been such a weird and crazy election season, and it's so impossible to know, how you're doing until the moment of. So I'm blown away, and I'm totally honored by the result.
Very
Yeah,
good.
it's
Very good.
awesome showing, man. Awesome showing.
We just got I guess we got word that close to 95% of everything should be in. And so what do you think about this mail-in ballot process? I mean, it's for all intents and purposes, it's crazy. I love it.
Yeah, it seems like it apparently works. I haven't been following too closely, but I think I read that this is the highest turnout in any primary election ever.
Yes.
And the process was, seems like it went off without a hitch. So that's pretty amazing. Anything we can do to make it easier for people to vote is a win in my mind.
Well, we had, I guess, earlier when we had some candidates from like the state representatives and from other islands as well. And one of the question was asked that because of COVID, really didn't have a chance to campaign like you normally would. Uh, how has your ability to get your message out? How have you been using like platforms like Zoom, meetings, everything like that? Have you been doing that?
Yeah, I've been trying to figure it out. In the last election, I knocked on doors every weekend. I had events in people's homes. Like, I probably had 15 or 20 type of, sit down events. So it's constantly, and coffee with people 3 times a day through the entire, election process. Um, and this year, I don't think I've seen anybody in person since like, first week of March, basically. So obviously no door to door, even the sign waving, I did a little bit of it, but it's, to be honest, it felt a little awkward trying to, wave like everything's okay. So for me, it was certainly a lot of social media, but still trying to transition. You guys are paving the way here in how to engage on social media, and I had weekly Zoom meetings, but there was like 3 or 4 people that would come to them, and those were just trying to informal, refreshing our rehash on what we had during the council meetings. It wasn't really campaign related. So yeah, still trying to figure out how to connect with people during a time like this, and I certainly have not figured it out.
Well, last time we had you on, if you go back to that, Mel uh, uploads everything. He archives it at YouTube. But if you were to take a look at the views, like we said, it'll kind of accumulate. The last time you were on, those views is like, and think about it this way: you have a little coffee talk, you maybe get 10, 15 people, right? Do you know that the last time you were on, your views is like up to 4,000?
I know you guys being on your show for what was it, 10 minutes was certainly the most engagement I've had with voters during this entire process by far. You know, there was also the 2 candidate forums, which were broadcast live on social media, but it was basically those 3 opportunities, and that's it. So, you know, for me going forward as a candidate, you know, even outside of a pandemic, certainly we all have to figure out how to engage like you guys are on social media here. I just don't I don't have the live presence that you guys have here to try and figure out how to do this. And
Well, we will be doing another one for the general election for the final 14. You're gonna have more time. You know, we're still trying to figure out the logistics, how we're gonna do it, but the ultimate goal is to get the voters to get to know each and every one of you. And I saw when we had different candidates on earlier tonight, I saw comments that said, you know, I voted for that person because of this show. So we decided we're going to charge each of you $5,000 to come on our show at the general election. No, it's an opportunity. I think, you know, everybody wants to get to know the candidates, and we're going to make sure that we provide a platform that's going to give you an opportunity to even go deeper into your platform or about yourself, whatever you choose. And then we'll entertain questions from the field. So we're gonna it's gonna be more detailed and more in depth, I think. And
yeah,
so who knows? You know, who knows? I know that as you go through the process, you did very well in the last election. So everyone tells you, you don't need to worry. You get them. You're automatic. You know, you don't even have to campaign, right? But today, what was that nerve still going? Isn't doesn't it? That never goes away. I mean, I don't care if you run 1, twice, 3 times. That feeling inside is interesting, right?
oh, it's totally terrifying. You know, it was, I would say, almost more terrifying this time around than the first time. You know, I felt like my first time running, it was sort of no expectations. I'm just gonna, you know, work as hard as I can do and see where I land. You know, this time. Because it's much more a reflection of, you know, I'd say the job I've been trying to do over the last 2 years. And it's, you know, you don't want to, it's just hard. And it's totally nerve wracking. It was my wife's, you know, birthday party tonight. And I stood there in the corner on my phone. You know, I couldn't even eat or look at anybody or talk to anybody, just totally terrified. You know, and I also just want to, you know, take a moment to give a shout out to every first-time candidate out there. You know, this was such a weird and hard election to try and do anything. And it's, you know, I'm blown away by how many first-time candidates actually, you know, put their name in and did a really good job campaigning, you know, and trying to, you know, coming up with new ways to engage with voters. There's been some great stuff and a lot of good ideas. And I really appreciate everybody who's put themselves forward. So.
Absolutely, man. It ain't easy. And especially in this time, I honestly, I don't think I would have done it. If I was a first-time candidate, I probably wouldn't do it, just because it's so hard to connect, and you know, you really cannot do any fundraisers. It's not a good time to do fundraisers. No one, I mean, a lot of people struggling. So the last thing you want to do is go ask people for money, and you need money to run ads and so forth. So I will say, and I'm guilty of signs and stuff like that, but I will say, man, it was much prettier this election season without just the tons and tons of signs and banners that we usually see. There was some out there. I thought it was reasonable, but it was actually really nice without having all that extra stuff out there. It was really nice.
Yeah, it was interesting to see, you know, and the transition to how much less yard signs there are, you know, and I actually didn't have yard signs last time or this time and just went with more sort of bigger banners. And, you know, I did a fair amount of banners, but yeah, it's interesting to see. And also, yeah, how low the fundraising amounts were. You know, I don't think there was much advertisements. For me, I ended up not raising any money or accepting any money because, you know, there was no events to try and, you know, sponsor, put a banner up at. There was, you know, there's no fair to go to buy a booth. It was like there's not even a whole lot of opportunities really to spend money out here. And that's why it's so much harder for first-time candidates. You know, and for us as incumbents, you know, we have every other Wednesday, you know, we're out there, we get our names out there, our names end up in the newspaper often. You know, we just end up with such a big leg up that, again, just so impressed that anybody would for everybody who came out this year and ran for the first time.
You know what was interesting to note, I think, when the first printout came out, I see you here. You had Mason was number one. You were number two. There's been this chatter that I've been picking up on, where a lot of people are saying, politicians are not the same. It's the same old, and we're gonna make a change. And so that's what we were looking for. Well, I was looking for tonight to try to watch the list, how it transcended. But it seems like those who are incumbents, pretty much, it's a testament to you folks that you're doing a good job, because they got pretty much all the incumbents right back in. I mean, it's very evident. So I think if the trend continues, I mean, of course you've got 14 of you will be going into the general. So I'm sure you know that you can't take it lightly, because at any time something can switch on you really quickly, and things could go bad.
Yeah.
And so you have to work at it. But I also wanted to say that even noticing your banner, it's not one of the biggest ones, but yet you have a hard-driven message on it, and I mean, it's sort of funny, because when you start comparing banners, and you drive around and you see all these different banners, you got some that are really big, got the person's face on it, and but the colors are just, uh, you know. And I've got to say, you've got one of the, I have to say, one of the better looking ones, and I've seen it up there, and it's pretty neat. It's pretty neat.
I don't know. I realized though, by putting my face on it, that you can watch. I feel myself aging. I don't think, maybe next year I'll be able to get away with it for one more time, but after that, I don't know. I'm already significantly more bald than I was just 2 years ago.
I tell you. What's the plan going into the general now? I mean, much the same of what you've been doing. You guys are going to be busy. This next term is going to be very challenging. And you'll have two
Yeah.
new council members. One more than likely will be former mayor. It'll be interesting dynamic going into the next term. But fiscally, I mean, just it's going to be rough. It's going to be rough.
Yeah. I mean, the remainder of this term, we have a ton on our plate. West Kauai Community Plan, the housing ordinance, both of those are going to, I think, require a lot of work. There's something like 7 bills associated with the West Kauai Community Plan. And then certainly going into next year, it's going to be, I think, one of the hardest time periods we've ever faced fiscally, and with lots of hard decisions. So it's certainly going to be challenging.
Sorry, I have to close my windows. The rain is coming in.
It does.
Yeah, awesome, man. And just statewide, like Honolulu will have a new mayor, they'll have a new prosecutor. Just there's going to be a lot of changes. COVID's not going to go away.
Big Island's going to have a new mayor. That's what it looks like.
Big Island. Oh yeah, Big Island will have a new mayor for sure. So it's going to be a different. And you know what this, aside from the Kauai County Council race, there's definitely a movement of change throughout the state. A lot of, look at the Honolulu mayor's race. Rick Blangiardi, never in politics. Number 2, Keith Amamiya, never been in politics. They're going for the people without that with no experience in politics. I think that says something about the mentality of the voters up there in the big city in Honolulu, which is very interesting.
I'll say I'm embarrassed to say I never even heard his name, the winner of the Honolulu mayor's race, until a couple of days ago reading a poll. I was like, was not who I was expecting. So yeah, interesting times, for sure. I mean, it's going to be such a challenging next few years, that I'm certainly happy with having at least these 2 years under my belt, so I can sort of, I feel like hit the ground running in the next 2 years. As I think, I'm sure you learned a long time ago, you learn a lot on those first 2 years, and the learning curve for me was really steep, especially as you said, with the uncertainties around COVID, we have no idea kind of what's coming, how long this is going to last. And it's hard to make policy around that and try and plan for the future when you don't know what the future holds. So it's going to be challenging.
Well, the thing that I kind of wanted to ask you there, Luke, is having been in office now, and maybe this is something that I should refer to Mel because Mel's been in so many years and understands. But it's all about the council and being able to work with one another because no one person makes the council. It's a basically it's a collaborative vote. That's what it calls for. The majority rules. How has your relationship been this time, and what do you think if someone should? I mean, there's individuals who won't because they termed out already, right? I believe Ross, and I don't know who the other is. Oh yeah, the position was vacated or will be vacated by Arthur. So those two positions. What what can you say to whoever makes it into the top seven? What would you say to that person, especially given the troubled times we're facing and what the county will have to go through and how you folks operate?
Good question. I think for the last 2 years, I have really appreciated our relationship as a council. We actually do disagree a fair amount, but it's always, I think, really respectful dialogue, and we're, sometimes coming at things from totally different areas. We might butt heads and it might even get a little heated at sometimes. And that's all part of, I think, um, it all ends up being productive because we are sometimes hammering out compromises or sometimes not. But I think just the ability to disagree, and I think that sort of foster disagreement and do it in a respectful way, right? It's if we all just go there and we all agree on everything, then it's not going to be productive. I think the value is in having diverse perspectives, butting heads, and never really letting, hopefully personality get too much in the way. That just keeping it about, for me at least, keeping it about policy.
No?
Yeah, it'll be fun to watch, man. It'll be fun to watch. It always is. Every you get different chemistry on the councils, and it's gonna be interesting to watch. But
Yeah.
I look forward to the next bunch. It looks there could be some change ups. We never know between the primary and the general. I mean, I've seen that happen a few times, and we just never know. The turnout will probably be greater in the general because you will have the presidential uh, election as well as the charter amendments will be on the general election ballot. So you will more than likely have a bigger turnout. And it's all going to come down to now, between now and then, all of the 14 candidates getting their message out loud and clear. And there's only one way to do it right now, and it's through the internet, virtually. So we know it's a whole different a change in times, but if you think about it, if you can connect virtually with someone, they will hear your message. You go to a coffee hour, like Charlie says, you go to a coffee hour, there's 5, 6 people, 8 people. They're having their coffee, eating the pastries, catching up with the friends at the coffee hour. when you have them on the screen on a Zoom, you have their attention, and it's for you to lose it. You if you can keep them engaged and you connect, you'll get their vote. That's just really how this thing works. So
You guys got to set up some introductory primers for candidates on how to do this. It's been interesting actually to me a little bit in that there hasn't been a whole lot of live engagement, other than you guys basically. I certainly live is the way to go. Even for me, if I'm watching something live, I'm so much more engaged in what's going to happen than if you watch something pre-recorded. It's like the excitement's kind of gone. But I will say, I get sort of a little bit shy if I'm trying to do a live thing. You're worried about saying the wrong thing and it being there forever. So it's anyway, I gotta just be able to jump off that ledge and dive into more live stuff. But it'd be great if you guys gave a little introductory, primer for candidates. This is how you do it. This is how you create engagement.
Well, we will be getting you guys back on. It'll be fun.
Awesome.
Charles?
Well, I think that anytime you engage anybody live, anything could happen, right? But I think what's important, and I found this out with Mel, and it showed me. Well, first of all, it showed me my love for music, how I had to put it on hold because I felt an importance to be on here, which meant a commitment. And I think if you're gonna have a commitment, and you're gonna decide to do it live, you make sure you pick a time, and that you make sure you do it every single time, so the viewers out there start to get conditioned that they can look forward to seeing you at a certain time. In fact, Mel and I got threatened one time. We said, "Oh, we're going to take off," and basically we got threatened like, "Hey, where were you guys?" So that was already an indicator that what we started, we have to keep on it. We have to keep on it. Have to keep
Yeah.
on it. And that's
But
my
we are taking off. We are taking off until the general election. So
Yeah.
we'll be back on election night, general election, November.
Wait, you're taking off? No. Yeah.
No, we're not.
It's whatever you guys have hacked the Facebook algorithm. I swear every single time I turn on my phone, if it's at all in the evening, even well after you guys have done it, you're the very first thing that comes up. So it's you're always there on my Facebook, the very top of the feed. And always with, you know, some new figure in there. And so and I catch snippets when I can, but you guys are doing a great job.
Well, thank you. And thank you for sharing some time with us. I know it's your wife's birthday and should be your victory celebration tonight for the primary. Go enjoy the rest of the night, my friend. We got Senator Kahele on in the waiting room who just
awesome
did a hell of a job as
good
congressional race. So
yeah, that's the difference with this year. There's no election party. This is just all my kids and my wife are all sleeping, so I'm gonna go to sleep now.
Sometimes that's better, my friend.
Yeah. Anyway, thank you guys.
Good luck. Good luck. Work hard, bro.
Yeah. Thank you. We'll see you.
Take care. God bless. Bye bye. And we got Congressman-elect Kahele.
Hey.
Congressman-elect Kahele.
Hello, Charlie and Mike.
How you, man?
Charlie and Mel.
Sorry. I got thrown off because I saw Mel and looked like he never shaved in 3 months, so I got thrown off. Sorry about that.
I never. But I tell you what, you look like you stay right, like in a news studio. It's like I just saw you on TV, man.
Yeah,
Good job, man. Good job. You realize that more? I mean, it's incredible, bro. What a showing, man. What a showing. Proud of you, bro. Proud of you.
Super fortunate. Want to thank the Garden Isle and everyone on the island of Kauai for their support. I'm looking forward to representing the neighbor islands, and we're representing the 2nd Congressional District and, the island of Oahu in Congress. So exciting.
Well, Kai, let me ask you one thing. And this is kind of, I guess this will be sentimental because, you know, if your dad was here, what do you think your dad would tell you right now?
You know, I don't think he would ever imagine in his wildest dreams that his son would be on the verge of representing Hawaii in Washington, D.C., in the United States Congress, in the beautiful national capital that we have there. And, you know, somebody who came from the fishing village of Miloli'i and grew up in public housing and came here to Hilo to start a family, I think he would just be really, really proud. And he's just, he's probably dancing a jig up there in heaven with everybody else. He's having a good time tonight, so.
Well, I tell you, I had the honor and the privilege to meet your dad, and I got to know your dad really well. He was just a fine gentleman.
Yeah.
A diplomat. The guy was incredible. And I tell you what they say, the apples no fall far from the tree.
Well, it's big shoes to fill for me, but, my dad was that consummate statesman. He was one of those, he was part of that generation that we're seeing go too quickly, and I'm just fortunate that I had an opportunity to have him in my life, for him to give me all the experiences and opportunities that he did, especially in the Democratic Party and in Hawaii politics. I was that young little boy. I got my kids running around the house. We got about 10 kids running around the house tonight. And I was one of those kids on election night running around when my dad and his friends were either celebrating or not celebrating, primary night. And so I got to see that world through his eyes. And I think he would be extremely proud, and he would be very, very excited. And he blazed the trail for me, and I'm honored to be walking in his shoes. Big shoes to fill. But we've got great leaders like, the late Senator Akaka and Senator Inouye and those that have went to Washington, D.C. to represent Hawaii. And I'm looking forward to being one of those people too.
You know, I'm gonna say this because I still get choked up thinking about it. I told everybody that, you know, we're gonna say aloha to the national guard that day,
Yeah.
and you know, I wish everybody could have been standing where I was standing, because to see that large C-17 you flew in,
Yeah.
just that little maneuver you did, just like when you tilted the wings as you're facing us when you're landing, and how fast you were able to throttle down to, you know, bring that plane to a stop. And then you pulled up in front of us, all the guardsmen standing at attention waiting. You turned that plane around, and just to see the back opening up, and there you were. I mean, I told my wife, I literally cried. I said, there's one Kanaka taking our National Guard back home to their families.
Yeah.
And I looking at you and I said, man, that is going to be our congressman from Hawaii for the 2nd Congressional District. I tell you, it was a teary moment. And it was almost as if we were going to cry when you said goodbye, because you went into the quality of the plane, it shut, and then you took off. It was a sight to behold. I wish everybody had that opportunity to have seen that. Unbelievable.
Well, you know, I've been blessed to be able to serve in the Hawaii National Guard, the U.S. Air Force for the last 20 years, and have seen things that most people will never see or experience in their lifetimes. And I've got a chance to see and experience those things at a very young age, you know, and all of those unique traits and experiences and characteristics, you know, culminated in what you saw that day, Charlie, you know, where we're there to serve our community. And we were bringing, like I told you, you know, 30, 40 National Guardsmen back home to their families just the other day. Many of them had missed Mother's Day. They'd missed Father's Day. They'd missed kids' birthdays. They missed the 4th of July. And they were there to serve the people of Kauai as part of Task Force Kauai and its COVID-19 response. And, you know, I want to thank all of them for doing what they did, working together with Mayor Kawakami and the County of Kauai's Emergency Management Agency, Dole Care, all the different agencies that for at least the first, you know, 2 to 3 months kept Kauai at one of the lowest COVID rates in the entire state, if not at zero. You know, there were weeks, maybe over a month when Kauai was at zero. And it's thanks to all of those people that came together to do that. So, you know, it was just an honor for me to fly in and bring them home and to come out and shake their hands and shake Mayor Kawakami's hand. Like I said, you know, nothing against the other islands, nothing against the other mayors, but the county of Kauai is at a whole nother different level. I've never seen the county of Kauai and the mayor come out for every single redeployment of the troops, to bring leis for the troops, to personally mahalo them, to take a photo, to shake their hand. You don't know how much that means to those men and women of the National Guard to see that. And I just want to thank Mayor Kawakami. I want to thank the Kauai County Police Department and you know, everyone that came out to send them off. I really, really appreciate it.
So what happens now, Kai? I mean, you ready for the move to Washington, D.C.?
Well, you know, I went on active duty on April 14th. I just came off at 12:01 a.m. this morning. Part of that active duty prevented me from being part of the Charlie and Mel show, you know, at different times throughout my activation, because there were certain restrictions I was operating under. But now that I'm back, I can't wait to get on your show this week. So let me know what day I can get on. And looking forward to talking with you guys about the state's response to COVID-19, what you guys are doing on Kauai, what we're doing on Hawaii Island. But, you know, I'm just glad to be back in Hilo with my family. There's a lot of uncertainty right now. You know, as everyone knows, you know, I'm a pilot for Hawaiian Airlines. My wife is a flight attendant for Hawaiian Airlines. We have all our eggs in that basket, along with 7,000 other employees at Hawaiian. At least 2,000 of them are all facing involuntary furloughs starting October 1st. So there's a lot of uncertainty in the airline industry. And I'm just glad to be home with my family and spending the next 4 to 5 months home with them. I do plan to get right back on the campaign trail. We've made it over one hurdle tonight, but we're still not the congressman-elect. We need to work hard to do that in November. We need to give the people of Hawaii an opportunity to learn more about me, learn more about the positions, the things that I care about, how I want to be Hawaii's voice in Congress. And hopefully that'll get us across the finish line in November, and then we can really think about the transition and what that's going to look like when the new Congress convenes in January.
Well, Senator, let me just share with you, because the numbers just came out. So you're going to see it on the Mel and Charlie show right now. 95, is that the same one? Yep, 9:33 p.m. 95,352
fantastic.
votes, 66% of the vote. Congratulations, Senator.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much. And mahalo everyone who turned out to vote. Those are strong numbers. I'm looking at the numbers now in other races, and thank everyone in Hawaii who participated in our mail-in voting, who submitted their ballot on time, who took the time to vote. Obviously mail-in voting is a tremendous success tonight. It's what we intended to do, is to boost voter turnout, and I think we're seeing that tonight. So thank you everyone who participated in the election, and for all of those 96,000 of you that voted for me, thank you so much. And I intend to work hard to earn the votes of those that, maybe decided to leave their ballot blank for whatever reason, or to vote for somebody else. I look forward to earning your trust and your confidence and answering your tough questions and moving on to the general.
Senator, thank you. Congratulations again. Go enjoy the rest of your evening. Stay safe. God bless you. And we look forward to seeing you on the show shortly.
Sounds good, Mel. Charlie, thank you so much. You guys have a blessed night. Aloha. And mahalo to everybody on the island of Kauai.
Aloha, bro. Take care.
Bye.
All right, Addison is here. We're going to bring in Addison as we, I think. Yep.
Aloha, Mel and Charlie. We got the printout,
bro. Hey, we are going to share the screen to bring in the Kauai numbers. The numbers just came in, so
yeah.
I'm going to go ahead and, we haven't seen it yet. Well, I haven't seen it, so let me just go right here and move this so I can see the screen. So Mason, Luke, Arrow, Bernard, Kipukai, Felicia, Billy, Jade, Addison. Looks like did you move up? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7.
Stayed at
8,
the 9th place.
Oh, 9th place. Okay, so not much movement. Here. It was very, very few votes between the first printout and the second printout. So how you feeling, Addison?
Man, I am so grateful right now. I'm just so happy. I mean, like, every time I cry on you guys' show, it's like I cry because.
No cry. I go, thank you. Don't cry.
I'm just so grateful. I mean, 5,200 votes came in for us here, and that means so much to me. Everyone that has, and the real number that I was looking at is the 21,000 people that voted, that came out of the 45,000 that registered to vote. 21,000 people came out. I mean, thank you so much for voicing your thoughts and making sure that your ballot counted. And that's the process that we're in, and I'm so happy. Oh, you can see my food. I finally started eating, but I feel so blessed, and watching the elections tonight, I definitely know that there's a lot more work needed to be done, and I'm excited for the work. And so if you're watching and you're the few people that did not vote for me or don't know me, I'm really excited to get to know you and see how I can best serve on this county council, because we're going to the general elections, folks, and we're going to go all in and do everything possible to best represent all of you. I mean, hopefully I can earn your trust and your vote to represent you in top 7, because the challenges ahead is going to be insane. I mean, just the way that things are panning out right now, there's a lot of decisions that need to be made, and tough ones. And I think I have the experience and the know-how to collaborate with people to get things done. And I just really appreciate that you guys are staying on. It's 10:05. You guys have been on for 3 hours. 3 hours.
We took a little break. We took an hour
Oh,
break. Yeah,
oh, you guys did?
yeah, we did. We took an hour break.
Oh,
But
I was,
but
I was-
yeah, we're still tired. We're still tired. But this was important. We wanted to share tonight's results. I don't think this was ever done before. Everybody watches the news or listen to the radio. We wanted to do it here and get some people in and some of the candidates in to share. And I appreciate you spending some time with us, man. I really do.
I love the opportunity. I really appreciate you guys doing this and being committed to the process. I mean, for everyone watching, you guys know that they're just doing this out of their kindness of their hearts. They're not getting paid. This is all voluntary because you guys believe that the people need to get information and get connected, and that means so much to me that you guys are committed to this process. I mean, you guys were talking about it earlier. You're hoping that more candidates would jump on and connect and really utilize this platform. And I hope so too, because there's some difficult challenges ahead and we need to start working together.
Well, like I told Luke was on right before Senator Kahele that we're gonna do it again for you guys. We're gonna bring you guys on, and this show has such an impact on voters that we're gonna charge you guys $5,000 a piece now, just to come and attend our show.
Well, let us know one thing.
We lost your audio, Charles.
Oh, 10-4. Can you hear me?
Little bit.
Barely, barely.
Oh, hold on. Hold on.
Oh, there you go. Oh,
There you go.
yeah.
How's about now?
Oh yeah,
There you go.
yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, you had your plate of spaghetti on the mic, huh?
No. I spill my poi. It's going into the speaker right now. So if whatever I say sounds Hawaiian, it's the poi. So it goes into the speaker right now. No, what I wanted to say, Addison, is that you worked hard. We've seen it, and I can tell you, I've seen firsthand what hard work does. So congratulations, congratulations, my friend.
Thank you. That means so much to me.
And then
So now
I'll come by pick up the envelope tomorrow. Don't worry. Please, please.
So tomorrow the journey for the general begins.
Yep.
Yes, we have a campaign meeting at 8 o'clock with the team at right online. So if anyone wants to join on, it's live and it's open to all of you. We post it on our Facebook page and then we'll go live there. And I'm gonna release the game plan for us getting through the general elections and hopefully reaching to all the voters that haven't gotten the opportunity to get to know me or needs a little bit more connection. That way we can learn a little bit more about what they want to be represented in the council. Because, like I said, the challenges ahead are requiring a lot of people to come together. And I hope I can be, that person to represent all of you in the next county council chamber.
Well, we wish you well, sir. Work hard. You got to work hard, and November will be right around the corner. So keep your eyes and ears open for our next forum. We don't know the format yet. I can tell you it will be more detailed. You'll have more time to share with the public. So we want to really give you guys an opportunity, or really the public an opportunity to get to know you folks. So
Awesome. Thank you so much.
okay, my friend, you go have a good night, man. Go have a good night, sleep well, and hit the trail hard tomorrow.
Will do. Aloha.
Aloha, bro.
Hey, Mel.
Yay.
I'm going to share. We had this person on with us before, our sister, Lindy Coit.
Yeah.
That's a close race, brother. But as of 9:33, she's ahead by 29 votes over Walter Reedy. It's too close to call.
No, I believe it's over, right?
Well, I think, if I'm not mistaken, they still have some, like those late votes, the people that had up to 7 o'clock to drop it off. So I think in places like Haiku, Hana, those places, they may be. I mean, I
Oh,
don't know.
that one is gonna be, that's going to be a nail biter.
Yep. Oh,
Holy moly! If you look right here,
yep.
2760 to 2731. That's oh boy,
29. Yeah, 29 votes.
wow. That's like really close. Here's
Yep.
the Kauai numbers again. Again, no contested races really except for the council race. And then you can see it: Chalk, Evslin, Kanashiro, Carvalho, Kuli, Cowden, and DeCosta wraps up the top 7. And then Waleale, Batad, Bulosan, Justice, Nishimura, Fukushima, Simir Madaris. Um, they wrap up the top 14. So those will be moving on to the general election, and wishing everybody the best. And to those that did not make it, keep your head up, and mahalo for your stepping up and doing that. It's not easy, people. It's not easy, and I respect each and every one of them for taking that position and running. And
Hmm. Well,
awesome.
the other one I wanted to point out at 9:32 printout um, is our Kauai resident trustee for OHA.
Oh, okay. Yeah, on that one here we had Dan 6900, Camelo Smith 4096. It's a statewide race. So if you look at the statewide numbers, let me see if yeah, okay. So for the statewide number, let's see how they fared here. Danahuna, 85,830, and Camelo Smith, 50,854. So those two will be moving on. I believe they run it the same way. It's a nonpartisan race, so those two will go on to the general election.
Yes.
85,000 votes for Dan. That's quite impressive.
Yep.
That's impressive. Um, in the Honolulu race, the big race obviously was the
Mayor.
race for mayor. Rick Blangiardi will be moving on along with Keith Amamiya. Colleen Hanabusa, Kimberly Pine, Mufi Hanneman, Stonebreaker, and the rest did not make it. So that'll be an interesting race on Oahu. Prosecuting attorney Steve Alm, 91,000 votes to 53,600. But you look at the votes: Esser 42,000, Nadamoto 15,000, and Brown 11. So that's 4, 5, 6.
Mm-hmm.
That's about even. That's about what, 50, 40, 50, 60. That's about 70,000 votes that is available for the general election. So that's a lot of that now is these two-person races. They're gonna go out and go get the votes of the people that weren't successful, and that's where the strategy comes in and how they're gonna do it.
Hey,
Big Island. Oh, I'm sorry. Go ahead, Charlie.
How's about another nail biter was House Speaker Saiki being challenged by Koko Iwamoto for that
Oh,
race.
what district? What district is that?
Yeah, I'm trying to look it up now. I'm sorry. Well, just keep on going on. When I find it, I'll
Let's see. I'm trying to find it right now here. What district are they? Sorry, people. I should have had this all prepared, but
yeah, well, my fault. I kind of sprung it on Mel. That's all right. I mean,
no, that was one of them that was going to be one of the top races. Let me see. Why can't I find it now? I forgot what district they're in. Anyway, yeah. Did you know who won that one?
no, I mean, I was trying to look for it, and I know it's a House of Representative. It's a representative district, and one, two, three, four. I'm sorry. I'm sorry, gang. That's something I should have
Oh, there it
prepared.
is. There it is. Scott Psyche, 3225. They're in District 26. To Kim Coco Iwamoto, 2986. Very close race. Very close race.
Wow.
And you see the blank votes, 614 people. If you look at the sheet where it says blank votes, that means 614 ballots were blank on this person. And an overvote means somebody voted for two. 7 people voted for 2 of the candidates.
Yeah.
But that 614, when you say your vote doesn't count, when you go around and tell people your vote doesn't count, it does count, because 614 votes would have made a difference for Iwamoto. So Scott Psyche that was a close one. That was a very, very
Yep.
close one. On the Big Island, again, Mitch Roth and Ikaika Marzo will be moving on to the general. Harry Kim, he will not make it. He will be retiring, I'm assuming, after this term as mayor on the Big Island. But Mitch Roth, 19,449 to Ikaika Marzo's 12,893. So interesting,
Okay.
interesting. So wow, what a night! What a night! I don't think there's going to be any changes in the turnout or in the results, because if any, the remaining votes are so small.
Yeah.
Maybe in the Decoit race, that might
Yeah.
it may have an impact. We'll
Yeah.
see.
That's.
I doubt it. I doubt it, but we'll see.
Yeah. It's gonna be. Well, let's take us back to the regular screen and um.
Let me just see.
Yeah.
Augie T. For those
Yep.
of you that were asking about Augie T, he will be moving on as well with Will Espero. That one is another close race, just about 1,000 votes. But
Yes.
Yoshi has 6,000 votes available, 2,900 blank votes. So there's a ton of votes available in District 9 in Honolulu. So Augie Toba, also known as Augie T, gonna have to really, really work hard.
Yes.
Really, really, really work hard. So
Congratulations to Andrea Tupuola. She's over the threshold. You see
she
right
got
there.
she got the 50% plus
Yeah.
one.
And then the other one was Calvin Say. I saw he was at 52 there.
Yeah, well, he's at
Oh
40.
no.
Yeah, he
Oh no.
dropped
Yeah, he
down to
dropped.
42. So there will be a runoff in the December. I mean, in the general, with Dave Watasi and Calvin Say.
So you see, folks, how things can change, because right before we took a break, on the other reading, it showed him at having at 52%, I believe. So now it dropped him down almost 10%. So he does have a runoff because he didn't capture the 50 plus one, right? That's needed now.
Yeah, 50% plus one.
Yeah, he doesn't capture it. We say mahalo and congratulations to um, Kauai County prosecutor Justin Kohler. He ran unopposed, but he had a good showing, running unopposed as well. He had some good votes there.
He had a tough race.
Yep.
He had a really, really tough race. Him and Kochi had the toughest races of them all.
Yep.
Yeah, I tell you, man, I was always a dream, and just to go run a race with nobody running against you.
Yeah.
But again, this is just round one. Again, there are many people tonight that will not make it to the general, but we thank them for their effort and for their willingness to step out and do this, man. It's not easy. And then to those that are moving on, we wish them the best. And we're going to try and get as many of these guys on, as many races that we can get willing participants to come in, even the outer islands, because we do have a bunch of you from the outer islands. I'd love to do a mayoral forum for Honolulu and for the Big Island. I would love to do that here with some of our our friends that come visit us on our show. We'd love to get them on as well. So we'll see how that all pans out. But we definitely will start working on a county council uh, forum for our remaining 14 candidates, because I think that's very, very important. Anything
Well,
else, Charles? Are
we
you any surprises? You surprised with any of the state
I,
races? Honolulu mayor?
I was surprised. Like I said, I was surprised with the Honolulu mayor's race. It's because, like I said, there was so much mudslinging going on. I mean, going into that first open air debate, Mufi Hanneman was, I believe, number two. It was Hanabusa and Mufi Hanneman. But I think, the voters spoke. They said that, enough is enough for whatever reason. And Rick Blangiardi, some say they never heard of him, but he's the one that always comes with that commentary at the end of every news, because he was the general manager for Hawaii News Now. I guess Hawaii News Now. And so you always see, you always hear him say, "Think about it." That's Rick Blangiardi. And then for those of you that are sports minded, he played for the University of Hawaii. So his name may have not been used all the time, but people in the know who Rick Blangiardi is. So congratulations to him. It's a hard fought race, because remember, we talked about this on the first break. Before the first break, the Honolulu race has had so much mudslinging going on. I mean, it was unbelievable, unbelievable. And when the dust settled, you know, there it is. You got your answer.
Yeah, I watched the debate on TV, the Honolulu mayor's debate. I was quite impressed with Blangiardi. I was impressed with all of them, actually. Those guys in Honolulu had a tough decision between those candidates. And again, I think I go back to what I said earlier. I think people in general, given an opportunity, they will vote for change. And we see that in Honolulu. We saw that on the Big Island. And it's just, I think people are tired. People are tired of games. They wanna see stuff get done. Honolulu has been. I mean, if you just look at Honolulu's recent history with the rail, and I think the rail, costed a lot of people their political futures.
Yep.
In the beginning, it sounded like the right thing, and I got family up there, and I got family that at one time was split. Some liked the rail, some didn't, and then more and more people were leaning to where they didn't trust the process, they didn't trust the rail, they didn't trust Hart, they didn't trust the way the monies were being spent, and all the audits and all of the stuff that's going on in Honolulu. I think prosecutors office, same thing. They just want new blood, and that's what they're going to get. So interesting stuff. Interesting stuff.
Yep. Well, my brother, it's been a pleasure tonight. Been a little long. Take this opportunity to thank the viewers that came back the second go around. Uh, we did it because we thought that maybe something earth shattering would happen to go around, but pretty much everything stayed the same after the first go around. So we knew that before the first break, 90% of the ballots were tallied already. So it's congratulations to all the individuals, all the candidates, I should say, that's moving on, and to those who had that 50 plus one advantage. Congratulations! You don't have to run off in the general election. Send a big shout out to a good friend who we had on a couple nights back, Senator Glenn Wakai. We tried to get him on, but he's so entrenched with his colleagues there that he said he's going to take a pass. And we understand he's celebrating. He gets another 2 more years. He goes straight in, overwhelming. So congratulations to him, as well as our other friend, Donna Mercado Kim. Looks like she's got another 2 more years on top of her in her area. So I'd just like to say mahalo, thank you, brother Mel. Did a lot of screen juggling there. But I give you credit, boy, because I don't think I can remember what is what. I probably would lose the feed. But thank you, brother. Brother,
Yeah,
thank
you press the wrong button and poof.
Yeah.
But yeah, like you said, Charlie, I mean, you and I both have been through so many different elections with different candidates, and every printout there's some drastic changes sometimes. We
Yep.
kind of was looking forward to that because I ain't in the race. I was thinking, yeah, let's have some excitement. But when you told me that 95% of the ballots had already been counted, then I knew it was not going to be fun no more. But
Yeah.
it was definitely exciting to see some of the outer islands races. We got to do it again. General election.
Yep.
That's the one that really matters, and that's the one that we'll see the level of change that the state will get. So,
I did.
Go ahead. I'm sorry.
I did want to cover one thing. I understand we have a special guest. We're going to have a special guest next week Wednesday, right? Who would that guest be on our show?
Next week Wednesday, we are going to have the Lieutenant Governor, Dr. Josh Green. I know I told you guys last week that he was coming on Tuesday. He had to move it over to Wednesday. So on Wednesday night, we will have Lieutenant Governor Josh Green. He is not in a good mood right now. And I think most of us are not in a good mood, but he's going to come to tell it like it is. We are working to get the Senate COVID committee back on, and I'm working really, really hard trying to get them on this week as well. So we will keep you guys posted. We'll let you know as soon as we find out. But the more we stay informed, the better we can protect ourselves and our loved ones. So that's why we do what we do.
Yes.
All right, Charlie.
Okay, my brother.
Hey, do me a favor, hug your wife for me, man, and go get some rest. And we will chat tomorrow and start planning for next week, bro.
All righty. Take care. Aloha, everybody.
Aloha, you guys.